Hey, welcome to this week's episode of Lunker Junkies TV. This week, Randy's up on the Buoy 10 with our old buddy Craig Howland and Scott Gate. Too bad Sal couldn't make it. He's always a good time.
Yep. What an awesome trip. You know, I don't like to leave Alaska except to come to Oregon in November and salmon fish, and then I go back as soon as I can. I'm actually only in the lower 48 like 4 months.
Right.
But these guys talked me into coming down in August.
You flew down just for this trip.
I left Alaska in the middle of August when salmon fishing and everything's on fire to go salmon fishing in Oregon. And believe me, I got some junk for it from Alaska. They're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, because you probably passed the plane of 50 people heading to Alaska to salmon fish.
It was pretty funny. But it's something I've always wanted to do, you know, and last year we got to fish with Buzz on Jennifer's birthday, and this year I just went and hung out with these guys. They're not guides, they're just hardcore anglers. They rent a house down there for the entire Buoy 10 season.
And people underestimate the Oregon salmon fishery.
I
mean, Alaska's banging for salmon, but we do all right too, and Buoy 10 especially, something like that, the bubble fishery on the coast. Yeah,
that Buoy 10 was a blast. We have up there, and we explain about it in the upcoming episode here, but some days you can keep native, some days you can't. It kind of goes one on, one off, one on, one off. So the day the bite was on, no native retention. The day the bite was off, native retention. And then the third day, the wind blew up and got rough, but we end up getting, literally, we're in probably 5 to 6 foot rollers, close to Buoy 10. I mean, just really rocking this boat.
And you touched on it a little bit in this episode, but it's a fishery where you really want to have your eyes on those regs. It can change.
It changes like that. Yep.
It can be one way 3 days, change for another 3. I mean, you just never know. You want to keep your eye on those regs.
And so then right after I left, they opened it for everything.
Of course.
Yeah, and the day I'm at the airport, they're texting me. By the time I get to Anchorage, they've landed 14. And so this year was a little tough compared to talking to everybody, compared to last year. But we hooked fish every day. I fished it 3 days, and we just had a blast.
And some nice fish.
Got some nice fish, yep. I got to learn what a tule was. For those of you guys in Oregon and Washington that fish that Buoy 10, you're like, I know what a tule is. Well, I didn't know what a tule was. So for those of you that don't know, stay tuned and we'll check it out. We'll be right back with more Lunker Junkies TV. Keep your tip up.
It's on!
Salmon shark! Salmon shark! What do you say?
It's a real quality fish here. What a trophy, huh? Oh, look at that.
We just got into a big bunch of fish. Jen's fighting one right now.
Whoa! Real decent.
Lunker Junkies TV is brought to you by Mart. Get ready for your season for less. Procure Bait Scents and Cures. Ruthlessly effective. Yakima Bait. Home of the Rooster Tail. Max Lure. Your one stop for the best kokanee and walleye gear. Bait Buttons, because presentation matters. B&R Tackle. Inventor of the Holy Worm. The Leader Feeder. Wiggle Fin. SoCal Reels. Mountain House. Sconix Outdoors. Reels Clean. Tough Line with its round profile, the best braid in the industry. Northwest Sportsman Magazine, chock full of tips and tricks, and Kinware Buick GMC, where you will find the best deals in Oregon.
Let's go, boys. You guys on the body? Feeling it? Hey guys. You like that one? We gotta make all this clam shell closes. Yeah. You good? I think so. I don't know. I'm gonna check it.
Down slow so you don't twist up. The whole thing about a flasher is a lot of hardware on the line. You got to go in order. Just get the rod around, but that's okay. All right, go.
All right, it's coming around. Grab that other rod. It's gonna come around that other. Here, you want me to turn the boat, Skip?
Yeah, kick it bow to the starboard. Not jerking, but a little more pressure. I would prefer you take kind of back in the corner.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll start working to the left.
Okay, if it goes under the boat. Fish broke up.
Good. Yeah, it did.
Let's go, Steve-O.
No, not yet. That's a fin on it. Okay, so this is a wild fish, and on Sunday and Monday this year on the Columbia, you can't keep a wild fish. So we're going to show how to properly release the fish. Nice fish. It's all about fun today, boys.
Play ball, Steve-O, play ball.
Lift him up. Okay, that is a beautiful king. Beautiful king, it's a wild fish. Sunday and Monday this year on the Columbia, you have to release fish. So you should never lift the fish and put him in the boat. Leave it in the water. We're gonna revive this fish by putting some water in its gills and let her go. Okay, so you wanna run some water through its gills, revive him a little bit. Nice chrome bright, upriver bright. Tomorrow we can keep him, today we can't. So swim away, buddy, you're lucky. There you go.
Fish flash is a revolutionary flasher that spins through the water, sending out horizontal flashes of light around about every second. Because of that, it draws fish in like no other attractor does. Because light hits it, it spirals that around, it spins once every second or more depending on your trolling speed. Fish flash is made of durable Lexan plastic. You can't break this flasher. It's really tough, has rounded edges, so should you get tangled up, it won't mar your monofilament or score your line. They're rigged with grommets, stainless steel grommets, welded rings, and what a lot of people don't realize, not only is it a ball bearing swivel, it's a double-ended ball bearing swivel, so both ends of the swivel have ball bearings in them. So you've got two bearings in every swivel. Of course, a lot of times we'll snap into these so we can change flasher colors, because it really makes a difference what flasher color you've got on there. If you're fishing, for example, and you've got a flasher on every line and all the rods are producing fish but one, change something. Either switch from a spinner to bait, go from a whole herring to a plug cut herring or something, change something. The other variable is to change the flasher color. I can't tell you how many times I've changed the flasher color on a rod that wasn't catching them, switched to another color, and boom, that was a combination that it needed, and it took off going down just like the others.
There must be a hell of a bait ball right there. All right, bye. Reel down on it, Steve, if you can. Oh, missed him. Well, we just dropped down to the lower river by the checkerboard because nothing was going up by Church Hole, and the water's a little cooler down here on this incoming tide. And we didn't have the lines in the water for more than 5 minutes and got our first hookup. So it looks like it's another native again, so we're going to let this fish go, but that's a good sign for coming attractions for the week. Ah, nice little king. It is a native, so it's got to go back, but that's okay. Tomorrow we'll catch him and keep him. So again, nice rubber-coated knotless net so it doesn't descale the fish. And we'll revive this little guy and let him swim and grow up. Nice bright fish. Bye. There he goes.
Very nice.
He goes under the boat, you gotta put your rod tipped down, right?
What I'm
You
at,
gotta lift him. Nope, no, he's not ready, he's still.
Whoa.
The hatchery. Hopefully he's tired now. Got to reel down and like all you can do is lift him.
Yep.
Nope, he's not ready yet.
Nice.
So we're using a Dick's True Spin, but we've seen a lot of small bait in the river today. So we're cutting our herring, I mean literally like 2 inches. And that's the 4th fish we've gotten on that small bait like that. Awesome. Figuring out the hatch, baby. All right, that's a nice little hatchery keeper.
Hey, good morning, folks. Welcome to this week's episode of Lunker Junkies TV. I'm sitting here with my good, dear, old friend, Craig Howland. You've seen Craig do some episodes with me before. Probably the most popular being the Chetco show. That was a blast, huh? Back in 2014.
That was a great trip.
That was a lot of fun, back bouncing eggs. And he comes down and fishes down there with me every year for that. It's August 22nd right now, and as you know, I should be in Alaska fishing. And that's where I was at 2 days ago, but Craig talked me into flying down here to fish this famous Buoy 10. Now you come down here every year, right?
We do, yep, for about a week and a half every year.
Week and a half every year. So tell us a little bit about what we're doing right now.
Okay, what we're doing is we're trolling a cut plug herring behind a flasher. I've got heavy weight, 16 ounces on the back, 20s on the sides, 24s up front, so we separate our lines and not get tangled. We're in about 39 feet of water right now, which means we're almost to the end of this run. And then this area right now we're at is called Shipwreck, and upriver from us is what's called Blind Channel. And we'll be running back up there and making this long pass again and see if we get some fish going this morning.
Right. And so we're doing a spreader technique, right? And we're using some of the rods have the BNR tackle spreader bars. And you guys have seen, if you've watched any of the episodes with me or read any of the articles in Northwest Sportsman, Alaska Sporting Journal, when I'm talking about trolling kings, even all the way down to 150 feet, I've adopted this technique in Alaska, and it works awesome in Resurrection Bay, in the Gulf, trolling for big kings. We're using an extremely long leader as well, so we're using a 10.5-foot rod, and from the tip of your spreader through your flasher all the way down to your plug cut bait or whatever, your spinner, whatever it is that you're running. How long is that overall?
It's probably about 8 feet.
About 8 feet.
It's long enough that you have to really lift the fish's head up to get it to the net bag.
Everybody in Alaska right now is giving me a hard time. They said you're leaving Alaska in August to go salmon fish in Oregon. And so all my friends up in Alaska, they'll be watching this episode this winter. Yeah, we have salmon in Oregon as well, and a whole bunch of them. The Columbia River where we're at right now, Buoy 10 is a generic term. Actually, we're quite a ways from Buoy 10, but this is a phenomenal fishery. There's a lot of boats, but hooking 10 to 20 fish a day is not an uncommon thing.
It can happen, and it's a tide, influenced by the tide. So usually you get a morning bite, and then after the morning bite's over, you're waiting for that tide push, and we will run all the way out to Buoy 10, which is probably 15, 17 miles from here, and then we'll work the tide push all the way back upriver again.
Awesome. All right, folks. Well, stay tuned for more Lunker Junkies TV. We'll be right back with our tips up and blood in the box.
Spinners are legendary for their effectiveness on salmon. There's just something about the sonic vibration produced of a spinner blade spinning on a wire shaft. Salmon see it, they come to investigate, they strike. Rod-bending strikes is often the result when you use spinners. As far as blade sizes, small to medium for spring and summer Chinook, big for fall Chinook. After all, fall Chinook are generally bigger than springers, so a big spinner would be something you'd use then. The latest generation of spinners have squids added to the rigging, and those have been very popular, and a lot of anglers wouldn't fish a spinner without a squid rigged inline on it. Spinners can be fished by themselves, just on a leader behind a spreader and a weight setup. They can be forward trolled, anchor fished in conjunction with a fish flash. Usually when I rig a spinner with a fish flash, because you've got a lot of spinning going on, I'll rig it about 4 to 6 feet behind my flasher, and I'll rig a swivel halfway down the leader. A swivel halfway down the leader will remove more line twist than 10 on the end. So keep that in mind when you're rigging your spinners to eliminate line twist.
You guys ever see that sign film where they hit the golf ball and land in the whale's bowl? They killed the whale? No.
We can't because I got a fishing rod my way.
Well, I gotta get a net. Get over here, Rich.
My rod.
Rich, get back here. Is he already?
Is he gone?
He's gone. No, he's there.
No, he's there.
Lift.
Oh.
That's a big sliver.
Hatchery?
I don't know, I can't see yet.
That's a big silver.
That big hatchery silver is what that is, baby. Woo! That's a nice silver there, boys. So we ran out to buoy 10 waiting for the tide push. One of the nice things about the Columbia, I mean, obviously we're targeting kings, but on the incoming tide pushes you get some real nice coho. This is probably a 12, 13 pound coho that using the same gear, but we're fishing suspended out here because it's real deep water. So we've got our lines between 35 and 45 on the line counters. And the tide starts coming in, the coho come with it. So it's a bonus fish.
Go with it.
Go.
Just put the rod down under the boat.
Come back around. Did he?
No. Yeah, he's down.
We just landed a coho, ran back up to buoy 10, and within 5 minutes putting the line in water, now we've got a real nice king on. Don't know if it's a native or a hatchery yet. We'll find out soon, but the bite's starting to happen. Fishing line counters at 35 feet on the line counter.
Big native.
So we're out at buoy 10, and as you've seen from the film already, we've got a nice coho and a nice king. And what we're doing is the current is really coming in strong now. So when you're hover fishing, you stay still and you let your lines go back and you're just staying on the same spot. But the current's running so hard, we're actually back trolling. We're keeping the line straight and we're sliding back from buoy 10, actually upriver with the current as we fish. And we're just gonna push down to probably about buoy 12 and then we'll run back up to buoy 10 and do it again.
So I noticed up there on buoy 10 you used some of the spreaders. I really got hooked on the B&R tackle spreaders over there fishing out of Winchester Bay. There's so many advantages to them. Why don't you just talk a little bit about why you like
So your line comes down here from your rod tip, goes to your flasher. Your flasher, we had our Yakima bait Big Al's fish flash connecting directly to the bead chain, and then they were running a 4-foot mono, like a 50-pound mono, and then another bead chain, and then 4 foot of 20-pound to either the Yakima bait spinners or the plug cut herring, that type of stuff. But yeah
my two favorite things about them is, one, this bead chain's phenomenal. I've yet to have my stuff tangled behind it. And two, when you're dropping down, if you're just running a little dropper line with a weight on it, good chunk of the time your stuff gets tangled up. I don't have that happen with this. Even if you drop a little fast, it keeps your stuff apart, kicks in, starts trolling.
And by having this being a solid piece of wire, when the weight hits bottom, it doesn't bend. So especially because you guys there at buoy 10, you're going down, you hit bottom, you're one crank up. And you got to be able to tell when that rod is hitting bottom. Well, with this being a fixed wire like that, man, oh man, right away. In fact, I was given a demo in this upcoming episode, and out of the corner of my eye, I can see the rod touch bottom, reach over one crank.
Yep.
And so
and it lets you get it back up off the bottom before your gear grabs a bunch of seaweed and garbage.
Yeah. So check it out, Brandon B&R Tackle with the flasher spreader setup. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Hey guys, Randy Wells, Lunker Junkies TV. You see me in a few episodes here and there, and in case you didn't know, I'm also a full-time fishing guide in both Oregon and Alaska. In Alaska, you can visit my website at fishsewardalaska.com. Based out of Seward, chasing halibut, lingcod, rockfish, and salmon. We're also based out of Southern Oregon in the fall for fall salmon and winter steelhead fishing. OregonFishingAdventure.com. Check it out. If you'd ever like to do a great fishing trip, let me know. Now stay tuned for more Lunker Junkies TV. Hey guys, welcome back to Lunker Junkies TV. So I was trolling a spinner, wasn't working out for me. Just put on a plug cut herring, injected it with a little Procure water soluble with the anchovy scent. Dropped it down, got throttled right off the bat, reeled up, rebaited, dropped it back down, and it's fish on. Here we go. Nice king. See him right here? And he just came off. Right there.
So here we are outside of Ham and the wind was blowing, so we came over here to protect ourselves from the wind a little bit. And we were using cut plug herring behind the flasher, 50 feet of water, and we were a little bit off the bottom, running 45 to 55 on the line counter, so we're probably suspended 10 to 15 feet off the bottom. And this is a nice, beautiful king we get on here. Gaining on him now? Yep. Got that one. Yeah, all right. Woo! There we go. Yeah. All right. That's a nice upriver bright right there. So my buddy Steve here, he's been working all day to get this fish. We've got a couple of wild cove we put back. We lost a couple of real nice kings. This fish is chrome bright. It just came into the river on this tide push. There's sea lice on it. It is a hatchery fish. There's no adipose fish here. And it is a big female because of the blunt nose, you can tell. So what a beautiful fish. It's going to be great on the table. And looking forward to going and get another one. Great day of fish. Nice job. Yep.
Procure just came out with the new Procure Brine and Bite in the Guide Series bottle. This will do 5 to 7 trays of green label herring. That's a lot of bait, and it's so easy. Instead of having to mix the brine and bite, mix the bait bright, mix whatever bite additives you want to add to it and create your concoction, take this, a 1 gallon Ziploc bag, or Craig says forget the bag. What's going to keep it cold? He's got his ice right here, keeping those baits fresh. Rock salt, if you're going to use the old school brine, but with the new brine and bite in the bottle, forget the rock salt, forget all that stuff. Add the ice, add the bait, add the bottle of brine and bite, boom, you're done. One thing that Steve Lynch at Procure taught me when you're out buying baits, green label herring, blue label herring, purple label, whatever you're doing, look at the package. When you look at the package, you want to make sure their eyes are whole and they're not all frostbit inside and no frostbite around the tail, okay? Because that means that the bait has been frozen once or twice and it's not gonna make a good bait even after you cure it. So when you're going through that freezer, take some time. Don't just grab the first tray you see. Take some time, look at the bait, make sure that package shows you a quality product, and you're gonna end up in the long run with some more fish in the cooler. So that's your tips and hints for today. Stay tuned for more Lunker Junkies TV. Keep your tip up and we'll see you out on the water.
Born to be fishermen. We were born to be fishermen. So come along with me on Lunker Junkies. On Lunker Junkies. We're Lunker Junkies.